South Florida Chamber of Commerce radio program on Saturday, March 30th, 2024. We're privileged to be here this morning at iHeartRadio in West Palm Beach, Florida, where we're now streaming on the iHeart app. Have with us Corporate Trustee Ambassador Dr. Walter Buck Campbell. I encourage anybody to go to his YouTube page. He is the founder of I Love My Vision Institute at 4300 North University Drive in Lauderhill, Florida. He also is involved with TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. He studied overseas. He studied in California. He practiced in both places. What I'd like for you to do, Dr. Campbell, I want to get into it for the listening audience this morning. I want you to explain to people who you are, how they can get a hold of you, why you're doing what you're doing, and how you're going about doing it, because there's a number of success stories where you help people improve the quality of their life, for lack of better grammar, when they're up against it in the 11th hour. Let's get right into it this morning and pick a topic of your choice, sir.
Okay, so my name is Dr. Walter Campbell. I have a practice in Lauderhill, Florida. If you wish to make an appointment, it's 305-760-2414. We specialize in eyes, macular degeneration, wet and dry, retinitis pigmentosa, diabetic retinopathy, and corneal dystrophy. We're fairly successful in helping these patients recover most, if not sometimes all, their vision. Which in terms of Western medicine, they have tried everything and then they come to us, and we offer a lot of hope, and in most cases we repair their eyes. And if you go to YouTube, like you've just mentioned, .com, and plug in the search engine Dr. Walter Campbell, you'll see some patients, some of them were legally blind and they're seeing perfectly well now. So we found new gateways into the eyes. I'm a Chinese doctor of Oriental medicine. I studied here, California, and in China, here as Florida, by the way. And the Chinese have an axiom for vision, that the eyes open from the liver. And we find that to be true. A good example of that is that one of my retinitis pigmentosa patients, we got most of her vision back from almost nothing. All she could see was a white cloud and some bright lights once in a while, and we recovered most of it. And she's on the YouTube channel, Vicky Lopez, God bless her soul. Work really well. And what we did was we clean the liver. We do an ultrasound as the patient comes in and look at all her organs, and most of the time we find a fatty liver. We treat the liver, and that helps the eyes repair. In retinitis pigmentosa, there's a layer of the retina. There's 3 layers. The outer layer is like the water balloon that holds the eye, sclera. Then there's the choroid, which is the blood flow, the veins and arteries. And then there's this thing called the pigment layer. And the pigment layer is very unique. It's like a sponge, and your rods and cones, the cells that do the actual seeing, are in this sponge like your teeth are in your gums, and they only get their nutrition and oxygen by diffusion through this pigment layer. So the health of the pigment layer dictates how healthy your vision is. And so nothing helps that pigment layer like berries in our experience. Blueberries, blackberries, elderberries, bilberries. These purple pigments really help the eye to nourish itself, so that they can nourish the cells that do the actual transducing of a light energy into an image. So we have ways to nourish the whole eye with herbs, with eye drops, homeopathic eye drops, and with a WIT machine that we have. It's a water ionization treatment, and all it does is it compresses water down from 2H2O to H520, but in doing so it compresses the electrons on the molecule of water, H2O, in this case 2H2O, compresses it down to 5H2O. In doing so, it makes the water a little smaller and able to diffuse through the tissue. According to the University of Florida, it transports vitamin C in a water solution 800 times faster than regular water. But this water ion, if you will, goes through the cornea like there's no tomorrow, because the cornea survives on your tears, which is made out of water. And as it goes through, it delivers the energy from the compression. Now, the metaphor for that is chlorophyll. So the chlorophyll has a magnesium atom in the plant, okay? And in daylight, the sun hits the magnesium atom, and the magnesium atom stores the energy from the sun by storing it in the electron SPDF configuration. The electrons go farther out from the atom. And at night, when there's no light, they actually start to shrink down, and the plant takes that energy, splits the water molecule, attaches it to CO2, all right, which is not such a bad thing, by the way, and makes sugar out of it, C6H12O6, all right? And so we use that same energy in the water molecule, which has the same energy as the eye, by the way, and that energy helps to charge the fluid in the eye called the aqueous humor, which charges the whole in what they call the interior chamber of the eye. And this fluid nourishes your lens, nourishes your iris, nourishes the back wall of the retina, which is loaded with a thing called a vitreous humor, which looks like egg white, and then diffuses back to nourish the interstitial fluids of the eye. And we have a lot of success with this. We had one woman last month who had 50 floaters in each eye, and after 2 treatments, all the floaters were gone. We nourished the fluid, the macrophages, or the microglial cells in the eye that live in the fluid of the eye, were nourished enough to eat all her floaters, and she was floater free in 2 treatments. So she was a happy camper. This same gas nourishes the cornea, the front of your eye. So there's a disease called corneal dystrophy.